Um, so we're about to do a one shot because we're missing Kyle from our normal campaign.
I always miss Kyle.
And we've got
Yeah.
Christmas coming up, so next week there won't be a stream unless we want to stream on Christmas Day. What do you say?
Depends on if we're home, probably.
Yeah. We could reschedule.
I won't be home.
That.
I'll be full of Brussels. I don't like Brussels sprouts. So we thought we'd do a one shot, and this is that one shot. Behold, it's Christmas.
Yay!
And I wrote this today, so good luck, everybody.
Like anyone else, the denizens of Treverum also celebrate Christmas.
Well, they do. Luckily,
They do.
Luckily enough. Okay. So what we've done for this is we've leveled up the characters. Jesse's made a new character from the normal
I
campaign
have.
because he's obviously been DMing. And you guys have leveled up to level 10?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Level 10. Think of all that power you now wield. Use it wisely.
Whenever you look at a ranger's abilities, it's not much power. Like even like his top level spells are stuff like talk to plants.
Do you want a bigger bow?
Make plants grow.
Do you want a bigger bow?
Didn't they have to? They had to revise the ranger, didn't they?
Yeah, but that's not official yet. It's only an Earth Arcana. What?
Ah.
Scott?
I said, do you want a bigger bow?
A bigger bow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, your bow is now a foot longer.
Woo!
There you go.
Now I got a double long bow.
Doesn't do
Yay.
anything different, but
It's a
But it's
longer
longer.
it drags along
Oh.
the floor when you put it in your back.
bow. A longer bow.
Okay. So,
Called the longest bow.
should we get started? You guys want to introduce your characters for people who haven't joined us before, or
Sure.
would you?
I'm looking for my stuff to tweet out that we're streaming, but
Okay.
you guys go ahead.
Kevin,
Oh, okay.
the star of the hour. I don't know. Go ahead.
My character is Apollo Solaris. He is a I almost said rogue. He's a rogue.
A monk rogue.
Rogue.
He's an arcane trickster. He can cast magic such as Mage Hand, Minor Illusion, Shape Water.
Shave water.
Shape Water.
Oh, right.
How, like, is it electric razor or the straight razor?
Yes.
You
No, it's
don't
a
want
gay
to use
razor.
an electric razor in water.
And he also has his trusty scimitar that does 1d4 improvise.
Well, actually, weirdly,
All these years later.
You would have had to lacquer it up like crazy.
Yeah.
it's now just
Positive side,
essentially a
now we
wood
know
arm.
that none of us die in Jesse's campaign.
Wow.
Except for
Yay.
Scott, who's not with us.
You wake up.
And maybe Kyle.
you wake up undead. No.
1,000 years another.
Jesse.
Today I'm playing the Brain. He's just kind of a normal
Pinky.
dude.
Narf.
He was a sailor, and one day,
sailor.
you know, they were in the in port, and he got a little drunk and was seduced.
By a
Turned out
man.
to be a damn succubus, and she got him somehow to sign a infernal contract with a demon,
Infernal.
and now I got to deal with this guy, which is a pink pseudo dragon that's kind of curled up on my shoulder that I call Pinky.
Oh dear. Oh, how long did that take you to? Anyway, let's move on. Jordan.
Yeah, so I'm a Tabazi. I'm a cat person. I'm also a ranger. Birthed in the wild, raised in the wild, lived in the wild. Not very good on the whole social norm things. Pretty much ignorant and blind to everything, but in a nice, charmful way. I also have a pseudo dragon sitting on my shoulder
Nice.
named Pumpernickel. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it with my character. It's nothing spectacular. He's kind of an idiot. So, it works.
Okay. Should we take a
Actually,
quick?
with our stat boosts, he's not as much of an idiot as he was.
Okay. Should we take a break now, or should we get started?
Yeah, all right.
All
sounds
right.
good.
First break already.
We'll see you guys in a couple minutes.
Okay.
See you in an hour.
So, are you ready?
Sure.
Yep.
You slowly begin to awake in a tavern room. The room is very plain, but very clean and tidy. As you lay looking at the ceiling, you can see your own breath in the air.
Ooh,
It's
I'm
odd.
turned on.
It's odd. You don't recall the tavern from the night before. As you rise from your bed, the light peeking through the closed shutters is bright and hurts your eyes. You can only assume that this is caused from the hangover from last night's ale intake. As you head down the stairs, the bar is empty and more or less in darkness. Again, the white light pours in from the gaps in the shutters. All of a sudden, you hear a bang as some metal pans are dropped on the floor. Bloody hell. You hear as the door at the back of the bar swings open, and a half-orc named Grud the Great walks in through the door.
Grud the Great was a goblin.
Is his brother Judd?
Oh, hello, I didn't realise you were up, he says as he slides in from behind the bar. Let me just open the shutters and I'll be right with you. Sean Bean, essentially.
Sean Bean.
I'm sure this is going well for him then.
I instantly trust this stranger.
As the shutters open, the light is blinding to your eyes. As you begin to adapt, you see snow falling outside of the window. As you approach the innermost part of the bar, you see a layer of snow covering the floor. That wasn't there last night. Grud turns to you and says, "Oh, sorry, how rude of me. Merry Christmas."
Oh, Merry Christmas to you, stranger.
Christmas!
Everyone roll some perception.
Initiative.
Perception, you say?
Yeah.
Does the pseudo dragon have better perception than me?
Good to know after all
Sorry,
these
have you
years.
both got dragons?
Yeah, we both have pseudo dragons.
What
I don't have a
sex-
dragon.
What
Mine's
sex
better
are
because
these,
it's named
what
Pumpernickel.
sex are these dragons?
Mine doesn't let me get close enough to check or anything.
I want a dragon.
Mine's a dude. I was able to find it because it was crotch up.
I just put the hand of my Armitar on my shoulder. Pretend like it's.
Okay.
Pinky isn't really friendly. He just kind of yells at me in this gravelly tone that resounds in my head.
Okay, I was going to say it's got limited telepathy that can communicate simple ideas. So I was going to say if you think it's talking to you, it doesn't have that.
Well, see, the thing is, yours might.
Okay, mine can talk. That's fine.
No, I don't know. Mine's a it's actually a demon in pseudo dragon form.
I see. They're perfect for each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine has a little demon outfit to dress up for Halloween.
Nice.
As you guys look out the window, as you're sort of in the bar, it's cold. You still see your own breath on your.
How about me?
You're all doing that. You guys notice that everything is fairly busy outside. It looks like a busy town. You don't really remember a great deal about it. In fact, Jesse, the last thing you remember, and you, Apollo, was a wrestling match. You
Man,
can't really remember much else.
did we transport somewhere?
You're not sure. From what you can remember, the last real memory you have is waking up in the tavern, and prior to that was a wrestling match. You're not sure what has happened, but that's the last thing you remember. You feel a lot.
What was my role in said wrestling match?
Well, you don't remember that at all, actually. What was your last memory? What was the last thing you were doing?
Drinking, probably.
Okay, so that's the last thing you can remember is that you were drinking in a tavern, and now you're in a tavern. So probably.
So do I not remember the wrestling match?
You remember the wrestling match. You don't remember it as vividly as Kevin, but you remember that it was a wrestling match, and now all of a sudden you're in this bar, but you don't. It looks like quite a nice place. The town outside looks fairly busy. Some of you have never seen snow before.
I know. I immediately start trying to eat it.
Well, you're indoors at the moment.
Yeah, but I'm licking the glass.
You're licking the window. Okay, cool.
Do we recognize this town at all? Is it unfamiliar? Do we not know anything?
Not from what you've seen before. The rest of the guys definitely don't know anything about it, but it doesn't look overly familiar. I mean, that being said, if you arrived last night, it would have been dark. You might not have.
Right.
You might not have seen too much, but
I feel like Apollo, realizing it's a tavern, first thing he tries to do is tries to go looking for ale.
And I go to look for a bar fight.
Well, at that moment, Grud the Great,
I punch him.
Grud the Great walks off behind the bar and comes back with a big jug and three tankards and slams them on the table and starts pouring them.
All right, I take all three.
Okay. He's still pouring them. He's trying to pour it as you move the cup, which annoys him slightly.
I just take the pitcher.
As he slams the tankards down on the table, the noise resonates through your head. And as you watch the ale pour, you watch as a blinding light in front of you just flashes for a brief second.
Yeah, the freaking flare won't go away.
As you see it flash, you're still watching. You know, it's sort of in your peripheral vision. This flash goes off. You're still watching some of the ale pour from the glass as it freezes in place. And out behind Grud, who is now standing absolutely motionless, steps a immaculately dressed female. Although her form seems to be more ethereal than anything else. She doesn't appear to be fully there. She is beautiful. This female. She is stunning. She's wearing this white dress with a plunging neckline. She has these huge blue eyes. As she sits down at the table, she pulls the chair out, and she tucks her wings in behind her on the chair and puts her feet up on the table in front of you three.
Hello, nurse.
At that point, she slaps you. No.
I'm still looking in the window. She thinks I have a disability. She won't hit me.
Your tongue is now frozen to the pane of glass.
Apollo grabs on One Earth's collar and pulls him off.
I don't wear a collar.
Or not, or like a shirt collar.
Not that collar.
I'm a cat person. I always got a little bell on it.
No.
Ding ding yay! He's running around making it.
Can we get him one of those, please?
I think I'd enjoy it too much.
It would distract him.
So she sits down in front of you. You three are all sort of sitting there, fairly motionless at this moment in time, just sort of astounded by what is going on. Apart from One Earth, who's still been licking the window. Hello, gentlemen. My name is Babriel. I need some help.
Babriel.
I wasn't sure where to turn, but I can see I've come to the right place with three strapping men like yourselves here.
Just ignore him.
I need you to make a trip for me.
Trip.
I need you to head from here.
Over there.
in job done.
In Nazaru. I need
Nazaru.
to escort this female to Jassaru.
Nazaru to Jassaru. Okay.
I feel like I'm starting to see a retelling of a pre-existing story right now.
It will only take.
Is she going to give birth?
None of us are females.
It will only take 3 days, but it's imperative that she gets there. There'll be a big old bag of gold in it for you, and I'll put a word in with the man upstairs.
We're going to have Jesus. Wait, the man upstairs in the building, or the man upstairs?
The man upstairs.
Ted upstairs.
The man upstairs.
He's gonna talk to the other DM.
At that point, she grabs the ale that Grud was pouring, picks it up, downs it, slams it on the table.
Wait, so he's pouring. It's like frozen, right?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't frozen. It was frozen in place rather than it was frozen.
Okay.
It wasn't frozen cold. It was just frozen.
Can I pull a chunk off and eat it?
You can try. Make me an attack. No.
Who doesn't love an ale sickle?
You put your hand in it and it's cold, but your hand kind of passes straight through it.
Oh, it's like a slushy.
It's not frozen.
Oh, okay.
It's frozen more
frozen
in place
in time,
rather than frozen solid. If that makes sense.
Huh.
So she puts the
It's like the Matrix, super slow-mo mode.
Yeah. She puts the tankards back on the table. She leans forward, looking at you, Apollo.
Okay. As I'm like trying to eat this.
Her eyes.
I found my heroes. He's over trying to eat frozen liquid. I'm stuck to a window.
Your eyes eventually look towards where her eyes are, slowly after looking from the ale to the table to her cleavage to her face to her eyes eventually.
Yeah, that's how. Yeah.
Sounds about right.
And she pats you on the cheek and says, "I can count on you, can't I?" And winks.
Of course.
And then
Yeah.
as she
Just looking into the cleavage, like right there.
as she
Hello.
as she goes to head off, she goes, "Oh, and one more thing.
Yeah.
She's heavily pregnant."
Oh.
Uh,
How far along is
Oh,
she?
Mary, I
And-
said hi.
and she claims she's a virgin and rolls her eyes.
Oh.
And then she winks at you.
What a flat.
She winks at you, the brain,
uh,
and then disappears.
what?
As long as she doesn't like sneak over by the window and be like, ah! And her
Can I-
face
can
is
I-
there.
Can I ask? Okay. Can I ask the bar? Can I ask Grud for a cup of hot water so I can pour onto Warner's tongue so I can get off the window?
At that point in time, you hear Grud start swearing as the ale starts pouring again all over the table. He slams the jug down and runs off behind the bar, gets some towel, and starts wiping up. At that point,
Good job, Apollo. Way to spill it everywhere.
At
I didn't
that
do
point-
anything.
I can't see.
At that point, the door of the tavern opens,
I
Oh,
look towards the door.
and a large lady walks in.
Hello,
Brushes
nurse.
her hair down, sits down at a table just near yours, and Grud says, "I'll be with you in a second. Let me just clear up here, and then I'll come over." And he looks at you guys and goes, "Can I get you some food?" Finishes. pouring the
Yeah.
rest of
Can you
the
give me some warm water so I can pour onto my friend's tongue?
ale. Yes, certainly. And he turns around and looks at you at the for the first time, and just sort of shakes his head a little bit. Do cats have thumbs? And then heads off behind the counter.
So I hear you're a virgin.
Do you
And
say,
then so then Apollo
do you,
turns.
do you say that? Okay.
Apollo turns
No,
to this.
well, yeah, I say it, but I say it to him and not her. Like I misunderstood it.
So I turn to this guy I don't know, Brain. Like, hey, what? You're the only other guy in this bar other than this lady. You saw that shit that went down, right?
Yeah.
She
I
fancied
saw
me.
that.
I heard it.
She didn't seem to like you, man.
Yeah. All right. I mean,
good job.
I don't know what's going on, but it sounds like this campaign was made like 2 hours ago. So I mean, I guess we gotta go.
Technically,
Guess we gotta go somewhere.
Thursday.
So,
I mean,
do you just want to do this thing?
I mean,
please say yes.
I really don't
No.
want to, but
No, why not?
Pinky over here tells me I gotta go with you guys.
Yeah,
so-
because the demon child would
I
really
guess.
want this one to occur. Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
I guess I gotta go help you guys. I don't know.
Pinky's real name is Damien.
All right. So, I look over to where Grud was. Does he come back yet?
He comes
with
back.
water?
He puts a hot tankard of water on.
Okay.
the table.
I grab the tankard. I start slowly pouring on the window where One Earth's tongue is.
Okay. At that point, Greg goes over to the table with the lady on and said, "What can I get you?" She's like, "Can I have an ale and can I have a full Tehran, please? I've got a big journey ahead of me." He goes, "Certainly," and heads off. "What can I get you for free for food?"
Is my tongue now off the
Your tongue
window?
is now off the window.
I immediately
Little
start trying to lick the warm water off the window.
You took 74 points of damage.
Hey.
Well, I'm trying to lick the warm water off.
Okay.
That's okay. I have more health than that.
Okay, yeah, you're licking away at the window.
Nice.
There's a few
I
kids.
also- I still tell them I want fish.
There's a few kids standing outside, just kind of staring at you with their mouths open as you're licking the window. But other than that, everything else going on.
I just leave the tankard right by him, and if he ever decides to.
You shout fish at Grud. He kind of grunts a little bit. And what about you two?
I'm gonna walk over to the lady.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say, it's a pregnancy hazard to drink while you're pregnant.
At that point, she just glares at you. She's like,
I don't know.
What-
I don't know.
What did you say?"
I mean, it looks like you're pregnant. I mean, you could just be fat. I don't
At
know.
that point, she stands up and slaps you around the face as hard as she
And
can.
then another lady walks in.
And she walks out of the bar.
Good job, Apollo.
Told you she was a virgin.
I have very low charisma, to be fair.
which is bad for a rogue.
At that point, Grud comes back out with the food. He's like, "Where did she go?"
Hello? Wanna explain
She
the situation?
said,
You left
She-
to lose her virginity.
yeah.
He throws the breakfast down on your table. Puts another
Okay.
tankard of ale down.
I guess I'm eating this.
And then he goes off and gets another one and some fish for the cat man. What are you guys
Makes
doing?
sense.
You guys sort of finish eating your breakfast?
I'm gonna eat her breakfast that
Yeah.
she ordered.
Yeah, she's gone. She's
Okay, well,
long
there's a
gone.
lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's long gone, mate.
I don't know about all the food though. There's enough food there you could assume she was pregnant 4 times.
There's like pickles and peanut butter on here. Like,
That sounds tasty.
I put the peanut butter on my own bowl.
You need incentive
No, it's not weird.
to clean your own balls?
They're always so clean. I needed to dirty them up a little.
Can I make an insight? Can I make an insight check to make sure that was actually the lady we were looking for?
You don't need to make an insight check to realize that she was offended because she isn't pregnant.
Okay.
And was just a bit.
Oh,
of a,
that was just a random lady.
just a bit of a
Yeah.
unit that you
Didn't
offended.
you
Oh.
get that
Good
whenever
job.
he questioned me if I actually said that?
Yeah. I gathered that the moment he said a large woman walks in the door.
Yeah.
I knew there was one person here who was going to fall for that.
He knows that Kevin's an idiot.
Basically, I set this whole thing up just for Kevin to look like an arsehole.
Hell yeah.
Okay,
It's payback
Alright,
from last
AMC,
session.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
It's payback from last stream.
okay, what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna ask.
My food.
I'm gonna ask him if Grud has any.
Children.
Kevin's having a stroke.
You're going to ask him if he's pregnant?
Are
you
you
the
the
one
pregnant lady?
I'm gonna ask him if he knows any pregnant women in town.
Any pregnant virgin?
Yeah.
He brings in Anakin's mom.
What were you asking?
Yeah.
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
Are there any pregnant virgins in town?
He kind of
That's
just
what he
looks.
brings in Anakin's mom.
He kind of just looks at you, and shrugs a little bit. Is that if you're being told that, you're probably being lied to, and then carries on about his business.
Is there no pregnant people in this town?
I mean, there's pregnant people.
Are there no virgins in this town?
I mean, there are virgins.
Are we sure we're in the right town?
I mean, those two aren't
Where
mutually
are-
exclusive, right?
Usually usually.
What if it's a pregnant man?
I mean, I don't really want to have to sit you down and tell you this.
Fuck it, it's the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Kindergarten. Oh, kindergarten cop.
No, when he gets pregnant. Was that Kindergarten Cop?
Twins.
No.
Predator.
Oh yeah.
Predator.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Oh, it will
Sure.
bleed. Anyway, right.
Except for women, they bleed way too long.
What you guys do? You finish your breakfast. You've drunk your ale.
I didn't. I ate fish.
You ate your fish, which is still breakfast.
No, but I didn't have ale.
You had
I
ale
had-
baked fish.
I had warm water.
Do you eat it off the bone, or do you just crunch the bone as well? And
You
just
know, like Tom and Jerry, where they get the thing, they're like,
pull it out, and yep.
that. It's like a party trick. You just put the whole fish in there, and then just the bone.
At that,
Um,
Kevin has to roll it to be. Not
Except
to-
I mess up. I put it in my mouth and just pull out the tail, and everything else is gone. Or I pull off all the flesh, and the bones are gone.
So, Grud, is it?
Aye.
No,
I forgot his
Earth.
accent.
Where are we anyway?
You're in Nazaru.
Nazareth
Nazareth.
Nazaru.
You have to get from Nazareth to
okay.
to
Jazaroo.
Jerusalem.
Well,
Shut
I-
up! Shut up,
Jazz-
Jordan.
We didn't know if we were here or not. No one asked and checked. All right, thank you.
He told us. The angel told us.
It's not an angel. It's a.
She said we had to go from jazz or whatever to just
She said you
whatever.
gotta go
Yeah,
from
here.
Nazaru
She
to-
said here, Nazaru to Jazaru.
Oh,
That's
okay.
exactly
yeah.
what she
I
said.
took notes.
You gotta go. Yeah, it's the freaking Bible. I go to Nazareth to Jerusalem, Jesse.
No, you gotta go from
Okay.
Nazaru to Jazaru.
Nazareth to Jazaroo.
So
But yeah,
where's
I think everyone's wrong in this context.
We just
It's
gotta
actually-
follow the
that's
star.
Bethlehem.
I'll
I'm
let
just
Scott
basically,
explain. What,
I'm basically
Scott
testing.
didn't even get the birthplace right.
I'm basically testing your biblical knowledge here.
oh, okay.
Oh,
Jordan,
okay.
you should stop putting your fingers where they
Yeah,
are.
so that probably has to be. Because I was like this, and then my fingers.
I was
went
like,
this. Because I was doing this, and my middle fingers went.
Okay,
You know what? I think it's funnier. No,
right. What are you guys doing?
it's a beard. I wanted to be Santa.
I guess we're gonna go to
Ho, ho, ho.
I guess we're gonna go to
Is that
Jazaru.
better?
We need some pregnant chick first.
Mm.
We're
Well,
not just going.
let's just get.
He said there's tons here.
Okay,
Let's
then
ju-
let's
let's
round
just-
them all up.
You know what? Let's just put a wig on to One Earth, and then we'll get like a pot or something, put it under his shirt.
Wait, if we have to find women, that means we get to go on a detective mission. Yeah,
Oh, no.
it almost worked.
Face palm.
Too bad we don't have Soren here. He was the
I was about to say you lot are lost without Soren.
somewhat.
Don't worry, I'll get.
What are you doing?
We are going to go into town
Okay,
and look for pregnant women.
that sounds like a great idea.
It's
any pregnant women around here?
Hey, pregnant women,
pregnant
pregnant
women.
women.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I
you
wanna
guys
talk to you.
you guys head out of the tavern for the first time. Earth, you feel some snow land on your head. You feel your paws in the snow for the first time. Brain,
I
you've
start
seen it.
bouncing around and
You've seen it.
attacking
You've
all
seen
of
it
the
before,
snow.
Brain. Apollo, you've probably seen it before as well, but only
Yeah.
in very cold sort of
Not
I
climates.
haven't.
impressed.
I live in a jungle.
Seasonal. Okay. Roll me some perception.
I'm pouncing on the snow and attacking it and eating it and
Perception
biting
check.
Yay.
It's good to know after all these years, Apollo still is not very perceptive.
What do you mean all these years?
Oh, he's level 10 now.
it. Yeah, but we also just remember the last thing being a
Maybe we
wrestling
time
match.
traveled.
Maybe we're dreaming.
No. Well, I got 16.
Okay, what did you get? 16, 11, and 3.
Yeah.
Okay. It's quite a busy scene as you walk outside. The kids that were looking out through the window now, as you step outside, all go running off. Earth. The snow is still falling. It's quite a busy scene. There's some carol singers singing in the background. You know, it's quite a festive scene. A few people walk past and say Merry Christmas as you stand outside. Apollo, as you're looking round, you notice a donkey
Man, Doc.
walking down the road,
Donkey.
followed by
An ogre.
a small lady putting some stuff on the back of the donkey.
Hi, lady.
She's carrying quite a large bag. She's heading down the main road. You notice actually underneath her coat quite a bit of a bulge.
I immediately tackle her first and start interrogating her for any pregnant women.
It's weird. On my notes, I put you notice she's got a bit of a bulge. Brackets. Jesse laughs.
Yeah.
If the
Does
thing
she-
is, if I mess up and we accidentally do something bad to the baby, we can try the same mission again in 3 days, so we're fine.
Oh,
Let's
good
come back.
call. Good call.
Is that part of the
And it
Bible?
will be Easter.
Can I cast floating disc?
Yeah.
Did you cut out for anybody else?
Yeah.
Floating
Cast
dick.
floating dick. Yeah.
No, I'm
Thanks,
kidding.
Floating dicks.
You're gonna see which one runs
Well,
away. She must be the virgin.
Yeah, we'll find out if she's a virgin or not. If she's like, "What's that thing?"
I'm just imagining like Apollo's like 30 feet away from this woman. Floating disc.
The ones that go chasing after the floating one,
Yeah,
that's definitely not the virgin.
because it says in the description it's a 20-foot thing.
Jesus. It's a 20-foot thing. That's quite the floating dick.
Wow, you say that. It's not that big.
It's like there's a second.
Does
Like
she
that Thanksgiving Day parade, the Macy's
does
parade.
she look cold at all?
She looks fairly cold. I mean, it is cold.
I will give her. I'll walk up to her.
Okay.
Put
As
my
you-
hand on her shoulder.
As you walk towards her, she looks quite nervous. She seems quite shy. You guys approaching her, or at least one of you approaching her, sort of in the middle of the street. She seems a little nervous.
I ask her
Uh,
if she know or if Joseph knows she cheated on him.
She says, "Who's Joseph?"
I put my hand on her shoulder.
It's not her, guys. Let's go.
And out
To
of
be a
my
virgin, pregnant chicks.
out of my
We have broken Kevin. Kevin.exe is
I
refusing
give
to
her
stop.
my I give her
Kevin's
I
now
give-
realizing that he never read the Bible or listened to it.
Which is bad because aren't you like Catholic?
yeah. I teach Sunday
God.
school.
Yeah.
You give her.
I use minor illusion to put fire in my hand.
I'm Satan.
Okay.
I'm here to burn you.
I thought I had a tinderbox, but I guess I don't.
Is minor illusion? Does it actually conjure fire, or is it just conjure an image that looks like
It's
fire?
no image.
Okay.
So it doesn't actually produce heat or anything.
Yeah.
For a second, she goes
Minor
to put her
illusion.
hands out to get warm, and then realizes that there's no actual warmth coming from it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And then she
I
puts
can
a
only
bag-
make it look like fire. I'm
Puts her
sorry.
bag back on her shoulder and carries on walking, a little bit quicker than she was before.
My character looks at like Dragon on her shoulders. He's like, you really want me to follow these guys? Like, why?
What do you mean? We've been
Fuck.
friends.
You're right. We have been friends for all of 5 minutes.
5
High
minutes.
five. Yeah.
Does snow count as water?
Yeah, why not? Why not? Why not?
When somebody asks you the question and you just kind of sit there like, "You an idiot."
Why not, Kevin?
I get what you're getting at.
Can I make a snowman?
Well, you could do that regardless
You
of whether
need water
you
to make
yeah.
a snowman.
Well, I have shaped water,
It doesn't have to be a snowman.
so it's like I'm water bending.
Fine, yeah. Shape you shape the water snow into a snowman.
Yay!
In front of her mule and crashes her cart.
Yeah.
Actually,
And she dies.
doesn't. She doesn't have a cart. She's just literally got one donkey.
Donkey.
After
she-
I make that,
You see that as you do that, she smiles a little bit at the snowman in front of her.
I ask her, hello, are
That's
you?
not a question.
Do you happen to be traveling to what was it, Jazzer?
Yeah.
She looks at you
You're
a
on
little bit shocked, and she's still quite nervous. She's like, "Yeah, I'm going there now."
Well, me and my compatriots, we were actually
That's me.
headed there. We were actually heading that way, and we couldn't help but notice that you were by yourself. So it was like, if you're traveling in our same direction, we might as well go together, right?
I mean, I guess so.
Can I roll persuasion?
Yeah, give me some persuasion. I presume you're trying to persuade rather
She's
than
totally gonna give birth to like
in-
the boss, right?
intimidate.
That would be.
You
an
mean
epic
Jesus?
boss fight.
Jesus.
That would be a 21.
Okay, as you say it, you've got this little grin on your face, and that's enough just to sway around from thinking. I don't know if I want to be walking down the road with random men. To you know what
You know what does it? She sees one Earth, and sees how fluffy he looks.
Yeah, she does see him, and she's quite shocked by your fluffiness, and she's never seen a large man cat.
The grayish coat's coming in.
Yeah, so she's quite interested in what that actually means, but she's actually quite trusting of you at this moment in time, Kevin. She's
All right, cool.
she seems to be on board. She's like, yeah, okay, you know, I've got to go there as quickly as possible, so I'm leaving right now.
All right, cool. All right, let's head out. Are we all ready to get out?
You're still in the town. You're sort of still outside the tavern, but
I mean, I'm asking both.
oh,
I
okay.
just found a water bottle.
Okay. All right. I guess do we need to buy any supplies in town or anything before we head out?
She's like, I've got some bits and pieces for for camp and food and stuff, but
All right, cool.
there's a couple of towns we can stop at on the way, and I plan to stop at those on the way.
Cool.
So,
Sounds like a long one shot.
indeed.
Let's go.
But luckily, there's a traveling montage.
Oh man.
Gonna need a
So as you guys head out, it's about 10 o'clock. You're heading out of town. There's a carol singers just on the sort of entrance of town as you head out, singing.
What song are they singing?
They're singing.
Oh come on, ye
The
faith.
theme song to Jurassic Park in an a cappella fashion.
They are.
They're playing.
singing-
They're playing.
Well, that's far better than what I've got. I was going to sing. They're singing. The weather outside is frightful. The owlbear's so delightful. That's all I've got.
It's just like the Star Wars, the Duel of Fates.
Ba, 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 ba.
That was Game of Thrones.
Okay. So as you walk out, the 18 different groups of carol singers in the background who are all competing for some loose change.
Hey, look, that one's got a drum, and they've got incense and gold and myrrh. Maybe we should rob them.
Okay.
They're all competing for jazz or whatever this town's most talented.
And there's that little drummer boy over there.
Rum pum pum pum.
Pa-rum-pa-pum-pum.
So as you start heading out of town, the snow is sort of in your face as you're walking towards it. It makes it quite hard going with the fairly heavy snow under your foot fall as you're walking down the road. There's a few bits and pieces coming into town, some people leaving town, but eventually you get to a bit of road which is quite open and empty. So she says, I'm Neri.
Oh.
Nary.
Neri. Yeah.
With an N.
What do
As
you mean with an
in
N? Yeah,
Canary.
with a Neri, yeah.
Well, okay.
She's like, we don't get many adventurers around here.
We also don't get many pregnant virgins, but that's
Yeah. Mm.
She kind of just stares at you a little bit.
What is it, slut?
Whoa.
Really spiteful. We're lying about
Pinky's
pregnancy.
head perks up and he just kind of gives a snap.
Like of all things you could be spiteful about, it's lying about pregnancy.
Yeah, he was super dark.
How much of that was actually said?
Yes,
Okay.
all of it.
She kind of just looks at
Oh
you
my god.
and then starts crying. I mean, like proper tears. They're freezing on her face because it's so cold.
Acceptance is the first step.
Oh my god.
She goes on to say, how did you know about obviously about the pregnancy, but how did you know about the virgin thing?
Because you have to have sex to have babies, and you have to be married to have sex.
She's like, I didn't. One day I woke up and thought I was getting fat, and then
Maybe you were.
then the sickness started. I've never been with a boy before, so I didn't think
That'd
it
make you a
could,
pedophile.
so I didn't think it could be that. We went to the doctors, who said I was pregnant. My mother and
They
father.
did an ultrasound.
My mother and father kicked me out because I wasn't married. So I went to Josephine, the local
Yeah, you're
carpenter.
married.
Josephine. Okay. Okay.
And she that's where I worked, and she let me stay in the workshop there. One night, this voice told me to go to Jezero and have the baby.
Is it Jezero or Jazzer?
Either. Depends where you're from.
All right.
Different
All
accents.
right. Dialect. All right.
Yeah. And that I would be safe there, and that my child would have the best chance of success. It was hard because I've always been in Nazaroo, but I figured that if they put the baby inside me, then I should do what I was told.
At
Are
any
you sure
point where
Josephine didn't? Like,
at
while
any
you were
point-
asleep or something.
At any point were you visited by an Asmar,
What?
the angel?
No,
or
I
the-
only heard someone say this to me.
Okay. I
Was it a
believe you.
spooky, sinister voice.
She wipes her snotty nose all the way up the sleeve of her coat or furs as she's still crying quite heavily, and kind of glares a little bit at Earth. And you do get the feeling that that she is quite shy and timid, and
I take her to the other side. I take her to the other side of the donkey where we can't see her.
Donkey.
Okay.
I'm assuming the donkey has stuff piled on top, so he like.
Oh, and
can see over.
underneath.
Okay.
I look
I
on
do-
the
I just-
other side of the donkey.
Well, to get farther away from her. 'Cause-
What's wrong, Jesse?
I'm just afraid where this is going.
I'm not doing anything like malicious or anything. I cast magic missile.
She seems fairly happy to be away from the cat.
And then I use
The cat will actually
man.
be right back.
magic is so fun. I use my shape water to throw a snowball at the brain.
Okay. Roll an attack. I don't know if you can shape water and throw it. You could probably
Well, it's not meant to be. It's not meant to be
you could
like.
probably shape a snowball and then throw it at him yourself.
Right. I think that's what he was going for.
Shape water.
You
Unless
need
he,
to make a ranged attack.
has mage hand, uses mage hand.
He does have range hand, I think.
I could use mage hand. Yeah. I can freeze water. No.
For ice
You're
at
gonna
him.
throw
An ice javelin.
spears me
Yeah.
through the side of the head. I'm done.
Can I make a
Playing.
Can I make a stealth check to? Oh, so I'm gonna cast mage hand, but behind brain.
Okay.
Uh,
Roll me some perception, brain, and yeah, you probably wouldn't need to. Yeah, roll a stealth roll. I don't know if
oh, okay.
it's not so much the making of the snowball that's the issue. I take it that's what you were doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not so much that. It's as you move the hand closer to the back of his head, he kind of turns round and sees it and just sort of slaps the hand away. As he slaps the hand, his hand passes through the hand, but just knocks all of the snow onto the floor.
Okay. Oh, I tried.
As you continue walking, you stand on where that loose snow is, and you slip up. No,
Oh.
no, you,
Take 1d4.
no, you carry on walking. For the first time, Neri sort of giggles a little bit, but then goes back to snivelling.
Okay. I'm trying to think of how I want to do this. Like I'm trying to figure out which direction I want to get this. How close are we to the next town?
You've only been travelling at this moment in time about an hour. You know, you've been
Are we
having.
there yet?
You kind of been
Are we there yet?
You've been having sporadic conversations during the course of this hour. You know, you've not really said a huge amount. However, she seems to be warming to you, Apollo. She hasn't really said anything to you at all, Brain.
Yeah,
And,
'cause
and
I'm not
she
letting him. 'Cause I'm
currently-
not letting him talk.
and she currently hates the cat.
That
Yo.
makes sense. Yeah, I'm just kind of walking along. I don't really want to actually be here, but if
Yeah.
I don't, Pinky over here will kind of suck my soul out of my body and bunch on it.
I
And
f-
that's
I
never
feel like-
pleasant. So
I feel like in any group of guys for a girl, that's gonna be the case. She's gonna have one that she really likes, one that she absolutely hates, and one that she just doesn't care.
I think you'll find it depends how much you. Anyway, right.
You're right. I'll talk to a lot of girls.
So she then looks at you as you're the one who's been giving her the most attention and says,
Alright.
Is he always so mean?"
No, that was the. I had never heard him say that. To be fair, though, I guess this is good.
I think that means he's going to be back in a second.
Okay.
Our D&D
to
group
be
is
f-
dropping like flies.
Yeah, like flies. To be fair, I have only known him for like a week maybe.
Okay. I mean, that really hurt my feelings. And then she
Yeah. Once he stops ignoring us, I'll talk to him.
and she carries on walking. You can see that she's quite relaxed with you, but still a little
Right.
bit apprehensive about being in a group of men. And you get the feeling that apprehension will grow as night begins to fall and it starts to
Yeah.
get darker. And there's
To
less-
try to alleviate that apprehension, I pull out a disguise kit
Okay.
and I try to make a mask that looks like One Earth.
Okay.
Do I do that?
Roll me. I don't know what roll this would be. Sleight of hand.
I guess that would be a sleight of hand. I have proficiency in it too.
Okay.
13.
Okay, you managed to make a mask, and it looks like a cat's head.
It just looks like a cat.
It looks like a cat. You know, just essentially when you're digging around, you find like essentially almost like a paper plate that you managed to
Okay.
draw like a cat's face on.
All right.
And some old bits of cloth that you managed to put into ears on the top, and that's pretty much it. And a piece of string that you can tie around the back.
All right. And then
Essentially, I
put...
liken it to the same thing that you would see maybe a toddler come home from like nursery school with.
All right. I form. So I stop the party. I form a. I use shape water to make snowman of all of us,
Okay.
and I draw each a person's face. When I don't draw on Earth. I put the masks on Earth's snowman,
Okay.
and
What
then
did I miss?
So to clarify,
this is my visual novel adventure.
Apollo has used some more cantrips to make some free snowmen. He's drawn a face on the brain snowman and his snowman, and then put a mask that he crudely made out of his disguise kit on the Earth snowman to give an Earth face. However, it looks very much like just a generic cat mask that he made. If
It's like a Hello Kitty.
if he
So
made
it's got
him-
like just little ears.
yeah, and like drawn on face. Essentially,
whiskers.
I described it as
So
like a
what's
paper
the
plate.
plan.
That
Like,
that
why
is
is
the plan.
Okay.
I mean, that was just kind of you guys were both
Okay.
gone, so it's just like just waste time.
I see. I thought you had something in mind that you were doing.
I was just trying to cheer up.
Did you win Nary
Nary.
over?
I was trying to cheer up after you fucking did that outburst.
What
After you
outburst?
called her a dirty slut.
Happy Christmas, everybody. Okay, you guys carry on walking. It does.
It's
lighten
okay.
the-
It's a parody of my religion. I can make fun of it.
it lightens the mood a little bit, but not massively. There's still, you can still see that for this little girl who has been quite shy and nervous, you can see that there's a little bit of anger towards without her saying or doing anything. You spot a few glances in that direction.
Does she knows I'm onto her?
And you carry on walking down the rest of the road. Is there anything any of you guys want to talk about, do on your journey?
Oh,
I ask her who the father is.
Okay. Is that what you're doing? She sighs heavily as you ask. She's like,
That many, huh?
I don't know.
That's a lot of men.
I told you what happened. If you don't believe me, I get people don't believe me. You know, my mum and dad didn't believe me. It's fine. But I didn't ask to come, and I didn't accept your help on this journey to be berated and belittled by you. And this is the first time you've seen her actually be quite forceful in what she did. And you get the feeling that she's seen quite a lot of this as time's gone on, as it's become more obvious.
Has she got to the point where she'll say like straight up "fuck you"?
No, and you don't
Well,
think.
see, because Kevin, here's the thing: we can't think of it as the biblical story. As far as we know, our characters just met
Yeah.
a pregnant lady who
Please
claims to be
don't.
a virgin.
Please
No, I
don't.
mean, I'm not trying to make it like.
Please don't think of
Okay.
this like the biblical story, because it's going to get worse. Okay. Anything else?
Can I roll a perception to see if there's anything like? Do you think we should do like a long rest or like short rest for her? Because I'm assuming being pregnant, she is like.
She seems to be keeping pace
Okay,
with you
okay.
guys. She seems to be all right. What she does seem to know is the way. She seems like she was prepared to make this journey by herself.
Okay.
She knows that there's a town coming up
Cool.
that you guys are going to head into.
Cool. Are we there?
Awesome.
If you want to be there, you can be there. Imagine now that map come up with a little dotted line that goes like round 4 times.
Okay.
And
Like
then-
in Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
we had
pretty
to
much.
stop at a few places so
yeah.
Kevin
Yeah.
could take a leak, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. There's if anyone was following you, there's just a trail of snowmen dotted.
Every about 6 seconds or so, whatever.
I like the fact that Jordan
New
thinks he's
reaction.
got this sussed out, but actually all that's going to happen is this is turning into 3 men and a little baby.
Everyone's
Okay.
favorite
Yep.
sitcom.
Right.
I can
3
see
Minute
it.
Baby.
Okay,
Roll for diaper change.
Because I'm a cat, and it could also be 2.5 men. And baby.
Okay. So you guys continue walking. Anything else you want to talk about? Or are you all anything you need to say, Brain? Are you gonna spend the whole day
Yeah,
outside
Earth.
of
How
this?
do you reckon we got here? Because I don't remember much after, and I feel suddenly stronger.
We walked outside and then we met her and she brought us here.
No, I mean, like, weren't we wrestling
He's right.
before?
You and I were wrestling?
Not us specifically, but we were wrestling somebody. Don't you remember Soren and Uki?
Earth, I think you were wrestling him. You should show us how it's done.
No. Soren and Uki. Soren
You'd remember who they are.
Is that like
and
a...
Uki. Where's Soren and Uki?
That's what I'm asking you.
Your dog made my dog bark.
Sorry.
I don't even know how it could have ever possibly heard it.
But you got any ideas?
No.
All right.
It's just you.
I guess
again,
we're going-
yeah.
I think my dog just started barking because of your dog. It's a vicious cycle.
All right. I make another snowman.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be a snowman.
This time I make the
No!
donkey
You
too.
made it bark again!
I believe this is what happened in the actual story.
I also make a couple snow figures of dogs barking.
By the time you finish, there's basically a whole scene of
Yeah.
the town that you just left. There's carol singers, there's market stalls, there's a full-scale replica
nativity
of the
scene.
tavern.
It's
There's
the weirdest Grimm's fairy tale of all time.
There's a-
Right,
Hansel
there's
and
a-
Gretel thing, but they're following snowmen.
there's an owlbear, everything.
Out there.
Okay. Do you guys need a break
Oh,
to
do we
get
need to take a break?
your dogs in order?
I think we're good.
Okay.
I don't know about Jesse. Jesse's gonna go beat his dog or something. I don't know what happened.
No, he's definitely not going to do that. Right.
No.
Because that would be bad.
Of course, none of us actually do that.
Kicking it is fine.
Yeah, we're prolific
Yeah,
liars.
Fine.
Because you can pretend you were practicing.
Yep.
Right. So you guys go ahead. It's still a bit of a frosty atmosphere between two of the new party members, and then Apollo's doing his best to keep everything moving along fairly smoothly, which is a shock.
Which is very out of
which
character
is
for
a shock
Apollo.
to everybody. I can only assume he's interested in the reward,
Or
Or
virginity.
the
I
pot,
don't know.
the pot of gold, the big bag of gold. I told you.
Maybe he just has a really weird fetish where he likes pregnant virgins.
I mean, who does?
That is a unique fetish, my friend.
Yeah, indeed.
It's very specific.
Good luck with that
Very
one.
niche.
It is very neat.
I mean, if it's on the bucket list, I'm not sure it's going to get crossed off.
I mean, wouldn't you want to say that you fucked a pregnant virgin?
I think it'd be more impressive to after that say she was still a virgin.
Exactly.
Well, it depends how you do it. Right.
I guess she could be a pregnant liar.
At this moment in time, you should have gone with the fat bird who was back in the bar.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys approach a town in the distance. So it's a fairly far distance off, but as you're walking, you're getting closer and closer. There's still snow falling. You realise that it's one large stone building. There's some coloured lights on the outside. Look like there's some kind of magical cantrip that are twinkling these lights as you're walking closer. There's a big iron fence around this building, this stone building. It looks quite plush, quite fancy. There's only a couple of other little wooden buildings in this town. There's just one huge stone building.
It's just a stone building here.
So Neri says this is Hordem.
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 Autumn.
Hordem.
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 Is Hordem?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Hordem.
Hordem.
Sure,
Okay.
close enough.
Okay.
Like a dumb whore, only backward.
Notice how I specifically didn't use W because of that.
Wahordom.
Hordem. What is it good for?
Hogwarts.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, we're
Alright, so
Hogwarts.
Can I? Or what do I see about? Is there anything immediately that I can see about the building?
Town looks quite deserted. As you get closer to the big building, it's huge.
Okay.
There's you can see inside. It looks busy. There's movement. There's large sort of curtains in front of the windows. There's a man standing outside. Looks like some kind of bouncer.
Okay.
There's this iron fence. There's a few horses and stuff in the stables to the left. There's nothing else in the town that looks like it's moving. There's just these few dot houses. None seem to have any lights on. Everything seems to be in this one large regal building.
Is there like sound or anything coming from it?
Yeah, as you get closer, you hear laughter. You hear some classical music playing. You hear cheering.
So it's like a town like a Saturday night.
Yeah, it's more like a
or like a Thursday night.
It's more like a Friday night. I
Friday,
don't know.
all right.
My town's probably different to yours. It's lively. It looks like it's the only place around, and there's quite a lot of people who have stopped here or who have made a trip here specifically.
Okay. I turn to Neri,
like some sort of party,
and ask her, you know what's going on in this town?
This is Hordem. I got told about it. That this place has some. Jesse, you laughing at Hordem?
Yes.
There's some there's some. It's like I think a gambling place, but they've got rooms. And I managed to save enough money to get a room while I was here. So hopefully they've got free ones. So
all right.
And she kind
hopefully we don't have to be sleeping in the stables.
She walks over to the stables and starts tying up the arse and the donkey.
How about the donkey?
And walks over. She kind of nods at the man at the bar.
Why am I tied up?
Who nods back and sort of motions her in.
Okay. Can I go up to the innkeeper and ask him how much for a room?
As you walk in,
I thought she already had one.
Personal, my own room.
As you walk in, this place is huge. There's this lush red carpet on the floor. There's tables to the right and to the left. As you look, you can see that some of these tables have got crowds of people standing around them with green felt on the table. There's men in like suits and tuxedos standing there. There's a huge bar at the back of the building. There's some beautiful ladies wandering around. It's just this huge gambling place.
So this is like the Bellagio in Las Vegas.
I guess so. Maybe slightly more upmarket. No, maybe slightly more abstract than that. In that, as you look to your left, you notice there's some animal races going on in this small track.
So I see a lot of gambling.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you could want in here, and a lot of things to do.
Too bad I didn't pick a proficiency in gamer set.
One Earth, I feel like you've got a question.
I'm just waiting because I want to talk to Neri once we're done with whatever we're doing.
Okay. As you watch her head towards the bar, and she is trying to get the attention of the barman.
I walk to the bar as well. I want to.
Okay.
I walk to one of those races.
Okay, so you head over to one of the
Yeah,
races.
which race do you walk to?
Dog race? Is that what it was?
Pod race.
You said dog race?
Oh,
Pork
right.
race.
No, as you get closer, you realise that there's these long wooden tracks. You know, they're only small. There's maybe 5 of them side by side. And
I will be back again.
As you get close enough, there's lizards running down these
Oh,
tracks.
okay.
All sorts of different types, all looking a bit different, but they're running as a group of people cheering and shouting, and they get to the end, and one person is cheering, a few other people look a bit dejected. As you get closer to that, as you guys walk to the bar, the barman's over talking to Neri at that point in time. She's like, can I have a room, please? He's like, certainly. Takes some details and gives her a room key. Says it'll be 5 gold, and she actually pulls out a bag of 5 gold and hands it to him. And then she's like, and can I have a glass of water as well, please? So the barman goes away and gives her a glass of water, and she sort of stands there a little bit in awe of what's going on. You can tell that she's never seen anything quite like this before.
All right. Can I bet on the race?
Of course you can. So as you get closer, there's a little dwarf standing at the end of the track. Like,
all right.
Bets in, everybody, bets in. We've got Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Blitzen. What do you want to put your money on, mate?
And I point to one of the one with the red nose and ask what that one was.
That one's not running. That one's
That
got
one's not-
that
okay.
one's got a cold.
Okay.
Why do you
All
think
right.
he's got a red nose?
what's the betting standard here?
What's the betting standard? You give me
I
some
don't
gold.
I don't gamble. I don't gamble.
You give me some gold, and if you win, I give you double the gold back.
Is it okay? 2-1.
Yeah. It's just, if you win, you get some money back. If you don't win, you don't get any money back.
Now, what is this gambling that you speak of?
Okay. How much gold do I?
80 bazillion.
I have 45 gold. I'll put 40 in.
Okay. Okay.
I
Okay.
throw a gold piece upside the back of his head. No.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
What lizard are you betting on, mate?
I'll pick Vix.
Vixen
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you pick Dasher in a race?
or
Dasher.
Prancer?
Or Prancer. Although,
Vixing sounds like a wild card.
Okay. He's like, fair enough. 40 gold on Dasher, you say.
Vixen.
Vixen.
Vixen, you say. And there's a
Stop
few
changing my choices.
Hold on, I've just got to retype this. No, there's a few there's a few people who also lay down some bets. Okay. Where's me list?
I don't know.
So you watch as these lizards, some of them start disappearing quite swiftly. Sorry, my phone was ringing. Some of them start disappearing quite swiftly down this track. Some of them don't move at all. It's sort of some of it's you expected it to be a bit quicker than it actually was, because it's taken me quite a while to roll these dice. Yeah, as you look at them, there's some large lizards, or larger lizards than you anticipated in this race. You had a look at them, but some of them look almost too big for the track, especially Comet, who starts running and then kind of gets wedged halfway down the track. As you watch, it's Prancer out in the lead. This little blue, sort of light blue lizard with these huge eyes is burst into a lead, and then you see Dasher come up neck and neck as you watch as Prancer sort of trots a little bit beside them, a bit like Roadrunner, just kind of plots along beside them. And then disappears into the lead. And then all of a sudden, from the back, you watch as Vixen just flies past all of them.
Dang!
And takes the race.
Yo, I got 40 gold more.
The man hands you 40 gold. The other people all sort of sigh a little bit, look a bit aggrieved. And that's pretty much it.
I'm gonna go all in on Vixen again.
There he goes. Next race, we've got some different lizards, mate.
Oh. Alright, I'm leaving.
Okay. As you look around, there's a few signs up in the building. There's a few signs. One of them says Gold Bomb. The next one says threes. The next one says higher and lower. One of them says just ones, and then one more in the corner, right tucked in the corner, just says one card.
I'll play one card because that sounds simple.
Okay. You head over to the corner, and there's no one near this corner. It's just this old man sitting around a really small table, just with a deck of cards on it. And he looks up at you and he goes, "Hello.
Hi.
You want?
What's this game?"
Well, it's not really a game, mate. He pulls up this card, and there's only about well, actually, there's probably about 50 cards in this deck. It looks like a normal deck, but as he is wearing these sort of white polished gloves, as he spreads them out, you can see that they've got faces on rather than numbers. And he's like, these cards, they'll keep you safe.
Oh, okay. They'll keep me safe. Safe from what?
Well, you call upon these cards in your moment of need, and something magical will happen.
Oh, okay.
Yours for only 100 gold.
I don't have 100 gold. Goodbye.
Okay, well, why don't you come back when you do?
Did you really make this a plot story element?
Mhm.
You're gonna make us grind for money?
Hmm. You're the one. You said how much gold have I got? You said 45 before I said anything, and then you carried on. You almost had 5. Think of that
Jesus
grind.
Christ, dude! That's how you pad out a fucking campaign. You can fucking
And
grind for money.
I had an hour's lunch, all right?
Oh, jeez.
God.
What were the games again?
Gold bomb,
Gold
threes,
bomb, threes,
higher or lower,
higher
or
or low,
ones.
higher or low. I'll go higher or low.
Okay,
Is that like a Price is Right kind of thing?
it is like a Price is Right kind of thing.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
Oh, Jordan, if you missed it, he's making us grind for money.
No, he's making you grind for money. I'm sitting back having a drink.
What are you
Yeah,
doing?
I'm still waiting to.
What are you doing? One.
Yeah, yeah.
Having a bunch of chaos. My sister's car broke down, and then Char
Oh,
came
God.
over, and
Oh.
but now we're good. I'm back. Char's
Oh.
back behind the backdrop, working on arts and crafts or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Hi, Char.
If we start hearing dodgy noises.
Oh.
Yeah, she's behind the curtain. Oops.
Hey, no attention to the lady behind the curtain.
Okay,
You're back.
what are you doing other than that? Are you so essentially you've walked into this place. There's gambling. In the time when you were walking in, Apollo has already gone and won some money on some lizard races. There's a man sitting in the corner who offers to sell 1 card for 100 gold. He's got a collection of about 50, and he says it will keep you safe. There's also gold bomb, 3s, higher and lower, or 1s. And you watch as Apollo heads over towards higher or lower. As you get to the table, Apollo, the man is like, it's 10 gold entry.
10 gold. Okay, I put 10 gold down.
Okay. And with every round, you can double your money.
All right.
Okay. And he gives you 2 6-sided dice.
Cool.
And he says, roll your first number.
Oh, me physically?
Yes, you physically.
No.
Like, in roll 20 or in
yeah,
real life?
Some-
In roll
so-
20. Preferably where we
Someone
can
watching.
see. Yeah.
So 2d6.
2d6.
I'm gonna. So 6 and above high, 5 and or 6 and below low.
You add
7
Just
and below.
roll.
You
just
add the 2
roll.
numbers together.
Wait, what?
So you roll 2d6.
Roll 2d6 and tell him the answer.
Okay.
7.
Higher or lower than a 7?
So now you guess if you're gonna roll higher or
That's
lower.
the worst. Oh, that's the worst one.
It's not a good one.
Lower.
You haven't seen the rest. Essentially, the man with the card is the best one. Anyway, yeah.
Makes sense.
Higher or lower than a 7?
Lower.
Okay. Roll me 2d6.
No.
Oh, unlucky, sir. And he takes your money and puts it in a tray.
I put down another 10.
Thank you. Roll your dice.
Fuck.
Higher or lower than a 6?
Higher.
Okay.
Yay.
He takes out the gold that he just put in the tray and he puts it back beside yours.
All right, I'll leave.
Okay, he hands the gold over. Thank you. Come again, sir.
Hey, you broke even on this one.
Yay.
Awesome.
All right, go back to the bar.
You're going to the bar. Okay. So you head over to the bar. These guys have got drinks. They're sort of chilling out a little bit.
At least I know I'll get a drink. Giving them money.
Maybe.
Have you
Gotta
got
bet on
any
it.
ID?
I need ID.
What are you guys doing? So you head over to the bar. You
I'm
order
still
a
waiting to
drink.
talk to old Nary Nadulan.
Okay. She's standing at the moment with the brain and indeed Pinky.
Yep. Mickey's there too. Just kind of chilling.
Does Shah want to be Nary for this
Do
tale?
you want to be Nary? Do you want to be Nary? Do you want to come over here and RP as Nary?
All right, we have a knock off Mary now. I mean, Nary.
Well, I mean,
Scott, you
Come on
gotta-
over. We'll have the
You
conversation.
gotta send her
She
Mary's
meets-
character.
she meets the criteria.
Here she is.
Woman.
She's pregnant and a virgin.
God damn.
Well,
What?
you get to play. You get to act as her. So just react how you would normally. You know how Mary's backstory is.
I mean, I'm Catholic, but I really
You're
don't.
totally gonna take this spectrum.
Oh, maybe you shouldn't.
Yeah.
Maybe you shouldn't play.
Maybe this.
No.
Yeah.
We break those rules anyway.
We're just
Come on,
in.
I am over.
Oh, so you're not gonna go on the camera?
This is as safe as I feel with your setup.
That's
I actually
fair.
have knives all over the floor.
And hanging above you for that
So-
extra, like.
So can you guys hear her well then?
Yeah,
Sure.
I can hear it.
Okay, then yeah, we can RP the conversation between her and me.
Okay.
Cool.
I know we got off.
Wait, am I in character?
Yeah,
now?
you're in character as Neri, who
Oh,
I
Neri.
created and who's
Scott
already
should
annoyed with
probably-
me.
Hey,
Who is-
And I'm a cat person.
No, wait, what?
nice.
So
Okay.
I know we've gotten off to a bad start, and that's mainly because you lied about being a filthy slut to me. But
Excuse me.
I'm willing to overlook that, and I'd like to make bygones be bygones between the two of us.
Pussy, pussycat, I love you. You're sure.
What's Neri doing to me? Okay, anyway.
No, you're right.
Um,
She is a filthy slut.
Anyway, like I was in the middle of
Yes.
saying, so I thought I'd make bygones be bygones. So I'd ask, what are you naming the child? And might I suggest One Earth Fallen Tree?
Well, actually, the name came to my
Jesus.
husband.
Husband, I knew it.
He doesn't have a. Mary doesn't have a
Well,
husband.
This is going by the Bible. The name came to my husband.
We're going to fucking Jazaroo.
Josephine or something? What'd you call
Josephine.
the
But Josephine was a
carpenter, yeah.
chick.
Josephine the carpenter who worked in Nazareth.
But you said Josephine was a chick.
Yeah.
Oh, Josephine's a chick.
So my wife.
No, just your employer.
You're just a virgin.
Your employer, Josephine the
That's not
carpenter.
how you do that. You do that.
I'm not gonna do it on the
She's
internet.
right.
We can't show that.
She is right. She is correct.
We can't show that. It's on
I mean,
Twitch.
this is taking a
All right,
turn.
well, the name came to my wife, Josephine,
Yeah.
from a angel.
Yeah,
Yes.
Called
in a
Gabriel.
dream.
we saw an angel.
Gabriel, yeah.
Very
His name is Gabriel.
majestic.
He was a babe.
For Rio.
Okay.
I don't think I can reach, man. If you switch the ear and then give me the other one, maybe.
Always
That's the one
remember.
that has this gross ear stuff
Yeah,
on it. though.
always remember to disinfect your earbuds.
Yeah.
Nah, ew.
Don't share earbuds. Almost
Ew.
as bad as needles.
Or genital part.
Wait, do I know what needles are? What timeline are we in?
We're just speaking in general.
He's in character still.
Okay.
So you're
Alright.
playing Neri with an N. You don't have a husband. You have a donkey.
Don't
Nice.
put
Parents
those
kicked
two
you
All
out.
the same ass.
Your parents kicked you out because you're pregnant. Because they're
Oh,
jerks.
No, Jordan's the ass. We all know that.
Mm-hmm.
And One Earth Fallen Tree, Jordan hates dirty sluts because they're lying about being pregnant. Yeah.
You're caught up.
Oh yeah. And we left
babies are made, and now I feel like
we-
I'm being
yeah.
lied to. So I'm very.
we left the town of Nazareth and we're heading to Jazaroo.
Oh, that sounds epic. I want to go there.
I mean Scott
no,
made
I
this.
need to go to
bed.
Bethlehem.
No,
Oh, so close.
Well, to be fair, Scott made this campaign on his lunch.
All,
On his lunch
all,
break.
all original stuff.
Wait,
Okay,
are you actually using that suggestion though that I gave you?
no idea what you mean.
Okay.
When I said I wrote this, I mean I'm making it up as we go.
Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah, only because that's all you do, Jesse. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you guys doing? So at the moment, Earth and Neri have had an interesting conversation where there was a lot more petting than I thought there would be.
Yeah.
Apollo
I'm a
drank.
cat person.
Mary
Mhm.
loves animals.
Yeah,
Neri.
Apollo,
loves animals.
Neri does. Yeah.
Apollo drank a little bit too much beer and now he has to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
IRL.
Wow.
Awesome.
Darn it.
I can't say much. Yeah, you can't say that. You're Neri.
Father, darn it.
Better.
he told you to get out. You can't say that either.
Oh yeah. Gosh, diddly darn.
Okay.
Frosty, darn it.
Anyone playing any games? You got rooms? You go into those, or what are you doing?
Do we get a room? Do we have much? I'm gonna use. I'm gonna get a room and charge it to Apollo
Okay,
because he seems to be the one in charge. So
give it a go.
I'd like to get a room and charge it to my friend who's.
Seems perfectly fine.
Alright.
Here's a key.
Thank you.
Me
Cool.
too.
Yeah, he wants one too.
Can you not just sleep at the end of a bed?
I'm going to.
Okay. Here's a key. Your mate's
Oh.
paying, is he?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Perfect.
He's got all the money.
It's 10
Yeah.
gold. 10 gold a night.
All right. So we're gonna need a total of. We'll pay for Naries as well. So we're gonna need a total of 4 rooms
Okay.
per night.
Super.
Like gentlemen.
No, we're making Apollo pay, which is Kevin.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want any food or anything while you're here, or?
I mean, yeah. Is there like a meal plan we can get on?
Or is it just
Yeah,
That's-
you
that'd be
could
girlfriend,
have
sure.
some
Just employer.
chicken stew.
Sounds good. Round of chicken stews. On
Yeah.
Apollo, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put them on the room tab, and then
Okay.
you know. And
Sounds good.
there's tables to sit down and eat and stuff. You've all got drinks, and you pretty much go about the rest of your business. Should we take a break here?
Could do.
Can do.
Since,
It'll give him time to take a very long pee,
yeah,
I
indeed.
mean, you know,
and
it's
maybe I can reassemble my backdrop to kind of include room for her.
allow her. Hey,
I'm
you know
fine on
what?
the floor.
He's taking such a long pee that now it's a queue. Thank you guys. We'll see you next time.
Oh
I get
god,
it.
I'm definitely going on the break now. Right, bye everybody.
Bye.